Hello everyone, today's bug book is called Give Bees a Chance. 100% raw tasty bee facts inside. So, bees can seem a little bit scary, right? Because they can sting you, but when we really learn about bees, we can understand how important they are and actually how very unlikely they are to sting you. And you're much more likely to get stung by something like a hornet or a wasp, but bees, they don't sting that often, and we're going to learn about it in this book. Give Bees a Chance. This is by Bethany Barton. This is my best buddy Edgar. We love all the same things, like board games and dinosaurs, strawberries and honey, and of course, bees. Except Edgar says, except that I don't really like bees. I guess they don't love all the same things. Sure you do. Didn't I tell you there are about 25,000 different kinds of bees to love? Whew, ready? We got squash bee, mining bee, southwestern blueberry bee, eastern carpenter bee, leafcutter bee, European honeybee, yellow-faced bee, woodcarder bee, sweat bead, common bumblebee, cockatoo bee, hornface bee, metallic green bee, and a cellophane bee. Cellophane bee. Whew! That's just some of the many, many different types of bees there are. Edgar says maybe. And then I told you all about the 3 types of honeybees. Queens, just one per hive, a large fertile female. Her job is to make all the baby bees. Drones, large males with no stinger. Their job is to find a queen to mate with. And workers, small, sterile females with stingers. Their job is everything else. They gather nectar, pollen, water, make honey, feed baby bees, it's called larvae, build and protect the hive, make royal jelly to feed the queen, and more. There are about 300 to 500 drones per hive and 30,000 to 80,000 per hive of worker bees. Get them away from me, said Edgar. And it says, blow gently on bees to make them scatter. Phew, thanks. Like I was saying, I don't like bees. But why? Mostly because of their stingers and attached venom sacs, which are the cause of painful bee stings. That part you told me last week. Last Sunday, Edgar. Brave tears, the ouch, the super mean bee with a stinger. But that was just one bee. Couldn't you still give bees a chance? You say, yeah, I got stung by a bee last week and now I don't like them. We're saying there's just one bee. Can we still try? Let's see. Maybe I just need to remind you how weird and cool honeybees' anatomy is. They have 5 eyes. 3 tiny simple, 1 lens called ocelli, 2 large compound eyes with thousands of lenses. They have 2 stomachs, a honey stomach or crop for turning nectar and honey, and a bee stomach for digesting nectar. They have 4 wings that lock together for flying, then come apart for easy storage. 6 legs, complete with pollen basket, an area that in the hind legs that can store almost 1 million grains of pollen, and a stinger. Ouch! So they have a pollen basket, wax gland, venom sac. There's their eyes. Pretty interesting. I didn't know all that. Maybe you just need some time to get to know them. How about millions of years? You know, bees lived with the dinosaurs. Scientists have found bee fossils millions of years ago. And even ancient Egyptian kept bees. Hieroglyphic symbol for bee. Wow, I did not know either of those 2 facts. Pretty cool. In fact, honey from bees was found in Egyptian tombs. And it was still edible. Honey doesn't go bad. Isn't that amazing? He says, "Ooh, honey. Do you like honey? Well, if you do, you can thank a bee." Perfect. Maybe you just need some honey. Bees make honey. Why are you telling me all this stuff? So you'll give bees a chance. Once you learn how great they are, you're bound to fall in love with them. He's thinking like goo-goo eyes for a bee. I don't think that's what they mean, right? Check out how honey is made. First, a bee gathers nectar from flowers. Nectar goes into a special honey stomach called a crop. Follow the line. Contents of the crop are spit up into the bee's mouth. The new bee breaks down the sugars in the nectar with her own crop. The processed nectar is passed along several more bees, who each break down the nectar in their crops until it becomes honey. Then the honey gets barfed into a honeycomb cell and is fanned by the wings of bees to evaporate moisture. Lastly, it's sealed with beeswax to keep it safe until it's eaten. Did you say barf? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I didn't know all that. Just 1 pound of honey takes 2 million flowers and thousands of bees to create. Too many bees! Remember, blow jelly on bees to make them scatter. It looks like I haven't convinced you just yet. Nope, because they're all gonna sting me. Oh, well, bees do sting sometimes, but not because they're mean. This is called stinger stories. Bees only sting to defend themselves, like from a bird that says, "You look delicious, back off," or to avoid getting squished or smashed by hand or foot. In fact, many bees lose their stinger after attaching, which is sort of like your hand disappearing if you pinch your sister. Also, wait, what are you wearing? Bee armor? That's not gonna work. It was designed for dragons. I think it can handle bees. Well, there's the kind of armor that beekeepers wear, but it looks quite a bit different. It allows them to collect honey and beeswax without getting stung by startled bees. The white color puts bees at ease. The veil protects their eyes and neck. The suit, gloves cover skin, and the beehive frame. This is a beehive frame filled with honeycomb, and the hive boxes with removable frames for bees to build honeycombs in. So they can wear beekeepers wear special outfits to protect themselves from bee stings. But giving up bees, I love honey, but I'd be willing to give it up forever to never see a bee again. But giving up bees means so much more than just honey. Some scientists say bees are responsible for 1/3 of all the fruits and vegetables we eat. Bees have a big impact on the food chain. So you wouldn't just lose honey, you would lose all sorts of fruits and vegetables. You see, in order for plants to grow, fruits and vegetables, they need the right ingredients: sun, water, and a major ingredient they need is pollen. But since flowers can't move, they can't always get pollen from each other. I want to make a strawberry. Throw me some pollen. I don't have arms, says the other part of the plant. That's where bees fly in. A bee's fuzzy body catches pollen from flowers. Pollen falls into the next flower the bees visits. They act like a pollen delivery service, helping flowers get the ingredients they need. Thanks, bees. A single bee can visit over 1,000 flowers a day, making bee pollination powers unparalleled, which means without bees, there'd be a lot less yummy stuff to eat. And the milk says, "Have you seen this pollinator? No milk, or no bees, no apple trees. No apple trees, no apples." And bees are disappearing in large numbers. Bees actually need our help. This is a missing poster. It says bee, occupation pollinator, possible reasons for disturbance, pesticides, parasites called Verona mites, lack of bee-friendly flowers, and pollution. So all these things are threatening the bees. Oh no. Okay, I take it back. I don't want the bees gone. I even sort of want to help them. As long as they don't sting me. Planting bee-friendly flowers is a great way to help the bee population, like blue hyacinth, cone flowers, and asters. Those are some flowers that bees like. And they look pretty too. Won't that just attract more bees? Hopefully, yes. But just approach a bee like you would a dog you don't know. Don't get too close and don't try to touch it. Unless you're a flower, it should lose interest and fly away. If more people like you give bees a chance, they might well have a chance to make the world a sweeter place. Now, have I told you how much I love bears? Bears also love honey, so he's like, here, take it. Well, you know what? It can be hard to give something like bees a chance when they seem really scary, but I hope this book helped you learn some cool facts about bees that tell you how important they are and how, they're not interested in you. They don't want to sting you. So if we can just follow a few simple rules, they'll leave us alone and they'll help us make lots of important fruits and vegetables and even some honey that we can benefit from. Thanks for reading and learning with me. Have a wonderful day. See you soon.